Let's begin here. The presidency earlier briefed the media on the latest fallout from the release of the damning Palapala report. Presidency spokesperson Vincent Magwenya says President Cyril Ramaphosa's decision on the Palapala report needs to be informed by the best interest of the country. The report found Ramaphosa has a case to answer about the robbery that took place at his Limpopo farm in February 2020. Parliament is set to debate the report on Tuesday. Now, if the House agree that the president is impeachable, a process will get into motion to remove him. Newsroom Afrika's politics editor Lukhanyo Calata joins us now in studio for more on this. Lukhanyo, good to have you. Thank you very much for your time.
Well,
when we spoke last night, we didn't have the benefit of having read the report and what the panel had to say on the report. When you do read it, it's quite serious. I mean, the panel saying if you weigh the probability, the version that the president is giving could possibly be a lie and needs to be tested because there are a number of gaps that are beginning to emerge there. Where is the statement from the farm manager? Where is the statement from the lodge manager who is said to have received the sum of money? Why was the invoice not containing tax numbers and so on and so forth?
The amount of money
The amount of money itself. I mean, there are lots of questions. Do you think these are questions that are bothering the NEC of the ANC? Are they finding this out now? Or is it something that has always, I suppose, been in their periphery?
Look, Thabo, I think what we've understood over the course of the last 3, 4, 5 months, since, or 6 months today exactly, actually, since this matter of Phala Phala broke out, is that the president has been very cagey with information. He's always said, well, at the right time I will talk, at the right time I will reveal. And what we do know is that at the last NEC meeting earlier this month, he also didn't say quite a lot. Probably would have been the first time that he actually spoke, but it was not enough. Yesterday, we were leaked a copy of his submissions to the independent panel. And even in that, just reading through that document overnight and this morning again, I saw that there's very little that the president actually put forward in terms of actual evidence.
Yeah.
Yes, he explained the processes and what the law says and all of that, but in actual responding to the charges that were put before him, there was very little. So, and I think it's fair that maybe the independent panel then came up with the recommendations and the report that it has, because the president just simply hasn't been providing enough information, not just to the panel, it seems, but also to us as the country.
Today, of course, we heard that there will be an announcement, even though they are saying it's not the media who reported that, but we do know that it actually came from them, that there will be an announcement that will be made today. Now, of course, that announcement is no longer happening because the president is engaged with his advisors and some big honchos within his campaign. What do you think they are saying to him? Because it's been very clear. I mean, it's been out there that the president, if he had his way, he would have resigned.
Tawa, I don't want to really venture into the realm of speculation. But the briefing by Vincent Magwenya a little earlier this evening, he said something quite interesting, that the president had no expectations of the due process, which is obviously the Phala Phala and the independent panel's report into Phala Phala. But what the president did expect was that his submissions would be considered fairly. And I think for me, I'm reading in between the lines that the president is more than likely going to take this matter on review because he feels that his submissions were not considered fairly, hence the report by the independent panel that then came out having made these kinds of recommendations against him, that he may have violated the Constitution, may have violated some laws of the Republic as well. So, and I also, in these discussions of him, consultations and all of those kinds of things, I believe that he's probably trying to ascertain whether or not he still has got support within the African National Congress, because that's important. Yeah. Can he still go to conference and win? as president of the African National Congress, because if that is the case, then he will be able to fight this, Phala Phala report from the office of the president.
Right.
But if he does not have support from within the ANC, then what's the point of trying to fight this report when, he might as well just resign, try to protect whatever is left of his legacy, and then go back to Palapala and live his life as a farmer,
His passion, of course, that's what he says his passion is. Which then, I suppose, Lukhanyo, brings us to this question: what is the balance of power currently in that NEC? Because he would need to go in there with a degree of confidence that he will be able to sway whatever decisions are going to be made there tomorrow in his favor. Does he have those numbers?
Well, Thabo, based on the announcements by the Electoral Committee of the ANC, the president at least enjoys some support within the branches. Remember, they gave him over 2,037 branches nominated him for the position of president. So that shows that at least within the rank and the file of the ANC, the president still enjoys some level of support. When we go higher, as far as the National Executive Committee, the stakes are slightly different. There would be individuals who are not just fighting, obviously, for position, but they are fighting to get into office, to be able to use their offices. There's a phrase that has been using, political solutions to criminal problems.
That's right.
So those are the kinds of stakes that are then being contested. There are some who obviously want the president gone because him being there, for instance, look at what he's done with the NPA over the course of his presidency. The NPA is in a much better footing now than it was before he became president. And it's acting against some members of his own party. So some who are looking at the NPA coming closer and closer would be like, no, this guy must go because he is now not just threatening my livelihood, but he may also threatening my freedom in the country, so he must go. So those are the kinds of stakes that are being fought today. But there are some who believe that, the president has put the ANC on a good footing going forward, and that, this project of renewal, as slow as it may be, at least it is moving, and they'll look to protect him. We don't know really, tomorrow at that NEC, I wish they would allow us in, just so that we are able to.
Well, Pula says he will keep you in the holding area that they have provided for you.
That's not where we want to be. We would like to be in there to be able to gauge accurately what the balance of forces are within the ANC.
Read between the lines again for me. You seem to do that very well. Vincent Magwenya keeps saying the decision that the president is going to make is going to be in the best interest of the country. What does that tell us? Is he ready to dig in his heels and fight?
I think so. At one minute we're thinking, no, he's going to resign. We're hearing that he's going to resign and all of that. And then the next minute, there's some other, for instance, the briefing by Magwenya, I think was very good in that what is in the best interest of the country at the moment? Is it for the president to leave? And leave the ANC and the presidency to whom? Right? Is Dr. Zweli Mkhize. He's got his own matters, right? Which pertain actually to the alleged use of taxpayers' money, of our money. Yeah. It doesn't justify what President Ramaphosa is currently accused of, although that's his money, but he may have committed a crime with his own money, whereas Zweli Mkhize may have committed a crime with our money. So, I'm not making a comparison, but I'm just saying, does he leave the ANC to Zweli Mkhize? Does he leave it to Paul Mashatile? Who else is there? So I think those are the kinds of things, and also the president may be considering fighting and trying to clear his name in terms of, this process, because he has not yet been found guilty. The panel has said he may have. It doesn't mean that he did, doesn't mean that he didn't, but it says that it may have. So he might want to clear his name in that regard.
Lukhanyo Calata, much appreciated. Thanks for coming on. Our politics editor here at Newsroom Afrika, Channel 405. Now,